Welcome back to this channel. I'm Sean. Tonight I'm going to be playing part 3 of my run-through of Torment Tides of Numenera, uh, based on the Numenera tabletop role-playing game, pretty sure. And the game is intended, in case that you're just coming in, to be a spiritual successor of the very excellent Planescape Torment, which came out in, I want to say 1999, somewhere around there. I'd have to look it up again. Anyway, that was a fantastic game. Maybe I'll wind up with it on this channel if I get bored. Anyway, like I said, I am Sean Hayworth. You can find me anywhere on the internet if you look up in this little box right here, and I think it's up there somewhere. And those are all the places that you can find me. I'm probably most easy to follow on Twitter at SC Hayworth. But I'm doing my best to kind of get this channel to be something a little more regular. I've been using it sporadically, except for my D&D streams on Tuesday nights, which, you know, it's D&D, so I don't know how many people want to watch that, but I like playing it and streaming it for some reason. Anyway, so again, last night I did the second part, and it had been like months. I think the first time I had streamed it, it was like March of this year, and it's now almost August, and this is the third time that I've actually picked up this game and played it. I should probably do some research at some point and figure out like what the lore behind this game is, because right now I'm just kind of like randomly diving into it with no foreknowledge. Also, I'm lazy, so I haven't like read any of the backstory of it or anything. I'm just really hoping the game tells me what's going on as we play. Anyway, I'm going to switch over to the other screen now so that I can actually start playing the game. So, here we go. Oh, and there's the music. I think I managed to almost get that on the beat, which is pretty impressive, really. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but it's pretty impressive. All right, let's get back into this. Continue. When I left off, if I remember right from, you know, a whole night ago, I had just wandered into kind of the first city hub of the game, and I'm kind of wandering around picking up quests. Right now, I'm supposed to be looking for somebody to help me fix some weird crystal coffin thing that's supposed to heal my character, I think. Maybe recover my memories or some shit like that. But in the meantime, I'm going to go and make an attempt at rescuing a somebody who is being executed by his own nightmares, which is pretty dope and weird. Alright. So let's see what we got here. The Genocide. Wait, I thought it was this thing, but no, it's a character named the Genocide. Let's go talk to the Genocide. Yo, dog. What's up? This burly, armor-clad figure stands almost motionless as you approach. He regards you silently, singular eye. The studs on his arms and the blades on his shoulders are stained and pitted with age. When he speaks, his voice is muffled and artificial, a hollow grumble that emanates from the entirety of the helmet. I am the Genocide. Ask, I must answer. Pass on, then exchange no words. What the fuck? What are you? I am a blade that cannot cut, a weapon that cannot strike, a living monument to failure. Oh, he's pretty much the United States Senate right now. He shifts his weight. You hear the frown in his voice. I was Ogesti Telkotu, Oh, I love fantasy proper nouns. The firm hand of tradition. They called me one of the Black Three. Enemies did not understand us. They took my name to mean death in a dozen extinct tongues, called me Orphan Maker, Hope Smasher, Death's Child. My armies blackened the earth and the skies. My Dragolith scoured the land. Domination was my duty. I am pretty sure that I have met this man at RPG conventions and have smiled and nodded while he told me about his character. If they had known, if they had welcomed us, they might have been our thralls. Instead, they became dust. He gestures. All this was to have been mine in stewardship for the future of my people. It was promised, but now his arm falls back to his side. Now I am the genocide, a relict, the last of my kind. Yeah, let me ask what he is again. You do that? No. You said you're the last of your kind. Why? I know of no others. Caligant Anvor, who shares truth and understanding, is dead. Bastulello? Yes, I guess. The binding light of reason was destroyed. The underspine has fallen. My people are destroyed utterly, and our servant God speaks to us no longer. Clean lines of order and the glory of battle have forsaken us. The rest are dust. We rose against a superior foe, and we were outmatched. Only I remain to tell the story of the Tabat. Leading questions. My people. His voice is forlorn. Great warriors, we owned this land. We served the Underspine, and it served us. We sought truth and victory. We ascended to Epiphany. We were pure, incorruptible, indivisible, even in disunity. That doesn't make any goddamn sense at all. Vowed strength in one another and proved it with bloody blades, but we fell, and the Underspine fell, and so, too late, we learned a new truth. That I carry the old ways as a seed within my heart. Jesus. Can you tell me more about the Underspine? Yeah, absolutely. Faith in dead gods. Our slave, our god, our prize. Why would you call your god the Underspine? Is it like the spine that goes under your spine? Or I don't know. I don't know. I'm just making shit up now. Our slave, our god, our prize. It has kept us holy, kept us pure and unchanging, anchored to a fixed point. The world turned around us, but we remained constant. The world brought inconsistency. We fed it blood, like you do, like you do. Incidentally, Coach Chili Bob, I am going to be running more Burning Wheel on this channel starting pretty soon. So if you know anything about Faith in Dead Gods, actually I don't think anybody has faith in dead gods in this game, but we do have a crazy witch. Servant God holding you up, yeah. Yeah, I imagine that their underspine is a bit like a bra. Underwire, underbra. Fuck it, I don't know. It's really hard to make coherent jokes, being me anyway, much less while my government destroys any chance for poor people to go and see the doctor. So, you know how that goes. The Underspine was our soul, our confessor. We knew clean, hard rapture from it. We knew our path. It gave us the words of the ancient Tabat, and our path was rigid and unbending, absolute. Oh, what was the Underspine? I guess I can actually ask the, like... Yes, that is exactly what it was. If you can call somebody who goes by the name the Genocide people, I guess. You would not understand. It was a machine. It was a stone. This is like the most hipster genocide ever. We had an underspine, but you wouldn't get it. We've worshipped the Underspine before it was cool. It was a machine. It was a stone. It was a cavern. It was a city. It was a direct voice of our ancestors. It spoke in our heads, and in our ears, and in our hearts. It was Twitter. We heard its voice in our crutches, in our daily instructions. Our God was true and strong and singular, not the fickle, inconstant things of the modern day. What's the benefit of an absolute path? We had no questions about our duty, our goals, only the particulars. We erased doubts in the purity of utter certainty. Questions raised are questions answered, or so they are heresy. No need for self-agony. The necessity of introspection was transmuted into optimization of our paths, to fashioning ourselves into the pinnacle of our achievement. Clear definition of in life creates truth, not this pitiful shadow. I feel like this guy... He absolutely is. Absolutely is. He likes to call himself that, but he's a Rush cover band. A one-man Rush cover band. You can tell by the smacking of Ayn Rand in that rant about the necessity of introspection and optimization of paths. I don't want to ask. If your path was unbending, it's no wonder you're broke. Red Tide Rising. I still don't know what that means. I should probably look that up on the internet at some point. But I'm not going to. Hang on. The music's gonna stop here for a second while I Alt Tab out of this for just a moment. There we go. Had to fix a thing. All right. Do I dare ask about something else? You said you had to answer if I asked. Why? I don't want to know this. From within the helmet you hear a grinding noise. Is he a robot? Sound of teeth gnashing. Oh no. Amplified. Then the voice again bleak. We sat at the river's edge and we wept for the time that was. We saw nothing more to conquer, and yet our fears still drove us. We'd conquered the land, purged its impurities, made it ours. Still, we wanted more. When we heard that humans had come to carve a home, we rejoiced to have a new foe, new test of our truth. Rode against them. We drove them to the forge of the night sky, to the valley of Ragiolios, to the dangers of the Black Riage. Trees best covered by the genocide. Jesus. I just had a conversation on Facebook with some friends about how much we all hate Rush. And so we brought our constructs and our deadliest warriors to the bay outside the city, and we laid a mighty siege. We entered the human settlement. We fought past barricades and traps. Some of our constructs are here still, dead and silent. We thought we had achieved our greatest victory. They turned and said, "You mad, bro?" He lowers his head. A powerful nano enslaved them. With his magics, he called upon the strength of the ancients and captured us. I thought my life was at an end, but he imprisoned me in slow time, trapped me in my body, used machines to paralyze my will. I still remember our glories, and I see the faded future in front of me, and I am powerless to act. The memories of our triumph remain always at the forefront of my mind, and I must answer the mocking question of these people, or suffer. Right? Absolutely was. Yeah, I should not be playing these games right now. I am going to a voiceover workshop on Saturday. So, like, my brain is all in this. I should read everything as though I were narrating somebody's terrible fantasy novel. I don't know if I can take... It's gonna give me a quest. You know it's gonna give me a quest. The genocide Raises his hands in defeat. Not his hands and feet. I'm such a dad joke. Such a dad joke. He found old knowledge and made it his own. He created defenses that we could not penetrate. Most telling, most effective, the shield generators. He created 3 barriers around the heart of the city, and the last unmoored the city in time. When our constructs touched it, they flashed to stasis. We could not reach the city, but the city could reach us. You feel the ticklings of memories. The genocide speaks of the shields. He continues to talk, oblivious. I almost said obviously, which... both work in this case. My chat window over so that I can see it a little bit better. I'm looking like all the way across my second screen, and it's hard. Oh, god damn it! That's not what I wanted to do. But
allow me.
All right. There's the execution grounds. There's my dudes. Let me check my journal because I don't actually remember exactly where to go. Here. Alright, so here's my main quest, which is to find the thing that needs to be repaired. And I can do it from the Order of Truth, which is a creative name, or the Cultists of the Changing God, which worship me, but not really me. Something like that. So here's what I got. A former me stole a book, and I gotta find it and return it. And this one of my companions, Tabir, where I get to attempt to pass as a city official. Yeah, I'm like half-ass playing Pillars of Eternity at the same time. I haven't been streaming it because it was one of those things where I started playing it and streaming it, and then I stopped streaming it, but continued to play it. So now there's like a big gap between the two things, which is awkward. I'm Pillars of Eternity is really good, but it's also a lot more, I don't know, traditional than this one. It feels more like a Baldur's Gate or an Icewind Dale, and I know this one is. And I know this one is supposed to be a spiritual successor to Planescape Torment. So like weird is kind of implied in the fact that like this is a continuation of that story, or like a forking path off of that story. Like they're actually connected somehow. I just haven't figured out how specifically. Alright. Let's keep in here. Oh. Look, it's one of the Death Cheetah's vessels. Ah, can it be? What fortune, what joy. Oh, God. These must be the cultists. I'm not sure that I want to deal with cultists right now. Oh, yep, that's who they are. Changing God cultists.
Now. Fair enough.
I'm going to take the time to just kind of poke around.
Yes.
Clear up the map. I will say that, like, the sort of the technology, like this game feels visually a lot smoother than Pillars of Eternity. Not exactly sure on the plot yet, but partly just because it's intentionally like kind of bizarre. Okay, so that's gonna lead me to one of the other city districts. This way, I think, leads up to where I need to go to impersonate a city official.
Ready.
Yeah, you can really see it in like as it pulls away the fog of war here, so you can clear out the map. Uh, it's just a lot
Going.
cleaner, I guess. But I would also guess that it doesn't, at least so far, this game doesn't quite have the same amount of like dungeon crawliness to it. There's also no auto pause on this game, or not auto pause, but like pause and then issue commands. Uh, can I see your claws again? Wolverine must have passed. Alright.
Of course.
Let me go up and see if I can do this quest. I've got about a half hour left to play this game tonight, so I guess I should try and actually accomplish something, which I did not do last week. So this leaves to Government Square, which is exactly where I want to go. Okay.
On it. Yes.
Codex entry unlocked. Gibra and Government Square.
Yes.
Let's take a look at what we got. Codex. Gibra. The Gibra Nikul. Gibra? Deborah? Susan? The children of Nikul are the native inhabitants of the oasis of Mirajolios. Sorry. They are a race of aquatic humanoids varying widely in appearance. They believe that this physical diversity is a gift from their god. They may have scales, hide, or shells, flippers, or legs, claws, or fingers. The Gibra communicate telepathically in a language they call Kalosh Nikul, the word of Nikul. Right? Right? Water dudes. I'm just going to call them water dudes. They frequently speak the truth, the capital T truth, as well, for they believe in maintaining relationships with the world outside their watery bubble. So that was the Gibra and Government Square. Council of Sagus Cliffs meets on the sun-swept square at the top of the crag, overlooking the broad waters of Guriava Sound. Enormous synth slabs pave the square, and the tips of ancient spacefaring vessels protrude from the ground, now repurposed as public buildings. Extra truthiness. Now repurposed as public buildings, the Order of Truth maintains its small independent headquarters inside one of the starships, and emissaries from strange places meet in the Red Thicket, where their words cannot be overheard. The Red Thicket sounds like a great place.
Of course.
Alright, let me go back to this. I am on stay of execution. Purchase a badge from Sengolin, the clothing shop. So. Oh. Well, that's convenient. He's right there. A tall, thin, and exquisitely dressed older man stands in the shade of an exquisitely crafted stall. Cut, color, and quality of his clothes are a symphony of harmonious coordination, while the expression of benevolent condescension he gives you would be more at home on the face of a king. Good afternoon, he says, bowing slightly. I am Sengolin, and this is my store, Sengolin's Fittings. Welcome, how may I be of service? Can I just buy... I don't want to know about anybody. I just want to buy your illegal goods. What do we got here? Alright, so my dude can wear light armor. I think. This witchcrafted. Oh yeah. I got 1 and 1. That's heavy. I can't wear that. Micro mesh. I don't have enough money. Shield. I don't have enough money for even the next best thing yet. Oh, can I sell any of this stuff? Spray flesh. Illuminated force? No. Cephalic rush. I will wait. No, the green thicket is across town. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to actually talk to this dude. Boop. Got. What do you sell here? I sell the finest city wear for discerning men and women, as well as quality armor for those traveling to less civilized locales. He clears his throat and directs your attention to a well-dressed mannequin wearing the badge of a city official. Also, it is our honor to have been chosen to provide the city of Sagus Cliffs with the official badges worn by all properly credentialed city employees. You may trust in their trust of us. Can I buy an official city badge? Because when people are selling contraband, the best way to get it from them is to just be like, yo, can I buy that off of you? City badges are not for sale to anyone. They are given to duly elected or appointed public servants of Sagus Cliffs, and it is illegal for me to give them to anyone who does not work for the city. I would be breaking the law. He considers. Of course, most public service do offer me some remuneration for the materials. But no, I would not take the risk, nor betray my trust. Yes, you will. Ah, but you won't be breaking the law. My friend here has just been made Undersecretary to Overseer Yeen. A messenger should be coming shortly with the letter of commission, but you know how Yeen is. Always a bit sloppy with his paperwork. Do I want to be a liar? And imply that this dude's gonna get in trouble? Yes, absolutely, I do. Ooh, shit. My odds are not good unless I spend an awful lot. I'm gonna go ahead and blow my wad on that. Of course, I know too well the slowness of the city's bureaucracy. I'll wrap up a badge for you right now.
I'm making a note.
Excellent. Is that all for today? Can I interest you in our fine collection of armor, perhaps? No. I'm out. Alright. Alright, so now I have to obtain an old stay of execution from the council clerk in Government Square. Some dude named Cole Carden, and then he's going to forge the document. He's going to make a forgery test. From now on, this game is just Burning Wheel.
Fair enough.
Bruh.
Sure enough.
All city officials. Look. Does that go? Truth. Ladder to the underbelly. Yeah, that's what I do, really, is, I always start these games off being like, man, I'm going to try and do good, and then, like usually I have problems, like, when the game offers you the option of being, like, the good guy or the bad guy, advantage. Oh, that's good. Except I don't have any life paths. I don't even think I have any city life paths. My main character was Monster Burn. One of my companions might be able to do it. I can make a link test. I had to make that linked deception. I guess it was a falsehood roll in order to get the thing, and now that +1 die is going to him, so that he can make the circles test. City clerk, council clerk. This dude, I think. Let's talk to him. I've been waiting 12 hours. That's because you guys don't just walk up to the podium. Yeah, probably. Well, and since he's a companion, he's basically an NPC, so I'd probably just say yes to that, or you know, maybe I'd roll it if I didn't already have a plan in place. All right, here we go. Council clerk. Behind a lectern, a four-eyed, hairless mutant processes paper with balletic grace. It could, yeah, could be a belief. I imagine that like there's special rules for protagonists in these kinds of games because you just get like an unlimited number of beliefs that you could have, one for each quest. There's one, like the main quest is one of those beliefs where it's like I must fulfill my quest semicolon first I must do this first part of the quest, and the rest are just like one big long list, unending list of beliefs. It's because you have all the beliefs for the entire party. Really is how this works. He's endlessly snapping the elegant fingers of his left hand, and each time the air twists and shimmers, either disgorging a document to be processed or accepting one that he's completed with his ink-stained right hand. Each of his eyes regards a distinct object, portals that are opening, preambles and recitals that must be viewed, his own addenda that must be flawless. One eye twitches in your direction. Right? Yeah, well, depending on the game, you might fulfill a whole bunch of beliefs. Or you could be like me the last time I played this game, where I'm like, I basically made it across one screen into another screen. It was like, well, that took me like an hour, and I wasn't even reading all of the text in funny voices that time. Continue. Exaggerated scorn twists his mouth, and those eyes remain fixed on your face. He gives no verbal acknowledgement. The closest he comes is a faint sigh. Of course, because these guys are always just like, fucking PCs, Jesus. At last, after shunting a half dozen more documents to some distant cubby, he condescends to speak. You must wait, of course, until council matters conclude. His quarter gaze leaves you, his face returns to its former equanimity, and he continues his work, which shows no evidence of slacking, let alone concluding. I almost said colluding, because I have been stuck on my politics Twitter for 6 months. Ugh. How long? Let's see. Alright. So, let me take a short moment here, since time pauses indefinitely while you're deciding on which branch of the conversation tree you want to follow down. Well, I guess so, but I'm not really colluding with a government. I'm defrauding a government. In this case, I'm Russia. I think I'm Russia right now, and my companion is Trump. Only he's not trying to get somebody locked up. He's trying to get somebody it doesn't follow. It just doesn't. Okay, so so here's the for anybody who hasn't played this and hasn't watched the last couple of times that I did it. The way that like the mechanics of this game work is each of these is a different pool of points, and so as I take actions, as I try to do things like intimidation or persuasion or use my quick fingers ability, I have to spend points out of these pools, or at least risk them, in order to accomplish tasks. And apparently, I have a number of ways of being a dick in this situation, because the ones with these gray, this gray text at the beginning are clearly the ones that are the most interesting. So here's my options: intimidation. A moment's courtesy will cost you nothing, but more rudeness will cost you dearly. Persuasion, I assure you that my matters are important enough to be worth a moment of your time. Or quick fingers, scatters papers to get him to pay attention to you. So most of the social stuff is handled with the intellect pool, which I have the most in, because I think my character is technically like a wizard. Like I said, it's been since March since I created this character, so I honestly don't know anymore. But I also have quick fingers, so I'm speedy, and my intellect pool is that last action that I took drained me of 3 of my points. So I think I'm gonna be a dick and just scatter his papers. I blame you, Coach Chili Bob, because now I'm playing this game like I play Burning Wheel, and I'm just like being fucking reckless. All right. Oh, this was a poor decision. A poor decision on my part. Because I start with a 15% chance of success. The best I can do is 55, and I think once I have, like, once you commit, to a course of action, like, I don't think I can back out of it. I think I just have to suck it up. All right, but you can have your companions do stuff. She doesn't have enough speed. Okay. You or a companion now have Edge in one of your stat pools, granting you a discount on using points from that stat pool. Each level of Edge grants 1 free level of effort, boosting your minimum chance of success. So this guy is better at it. Ooh, yeah, this guy's better at it than I am. I get a freebie there, so I can bump. Ooh, there we go. So I can get all the way up to 75% and actually be successful at this. Yay! I win! Success! Dominant changed. Legacy has shifted. And I think that's like an alignment system in this game. Like, as you take actions, the eponymous tides of Numenera. Incidentally, if you hear clicking, it's because I have a fidget cube, because it is 10:30 at night, and I took my ADHD meds at 6:30 this morning. So they start, they're kind of tapering down while I go to sleep, and so I find myself more fidgety as the night continues. So if you hear obnoxious clicking, I apologize. That's just me. Trying to pay attention to what I'm doing on the screen for all the good that's doing me. Alright, sorry. For success. For all the clerk's sharp-eyed focus and uncanny speed, you manage to slip past his guard and knock a document astray. Before he can react, it twirls through the wrong portal. Perhaps a slave's manumission is now consigned to a vault of subversive texts. Perhaps a madam's complaint about a client slipped deeply into her arrears and has found its way into the public record. All those puns. Horrified, he immediately halts. I see there is no abiding your mischief, he hisses. So what do you want? I'd like to talk about paperwork. Faint sigh is the only acknowledgement you receive. Alright, so here we go. I'm trying to obtain a letter of pardon for a man named Riss who has been wrongfully sentenced to die. This is the truth, right here. I haven't played Papers, Please. I need to give that one a shot. Usually I don't have a lot of time for playing PC games. So, yeah, I just haven't picked it up. So that's the default. I can also try and persuade him. In order to put a stop to a wrongful punishment, I need the stay of execution issued for Cole Cardin. Yeah, I've heard it's really... that Papers, Please is a really good game. The premise is fascinating, and I'll have to keep an eye. I should put that on my Steam wish list. In fact, I will do that as soon as I am shutting down this stream. I'll go ahead and get on there and put that on my wish list. All right. So I think in this case, like the interesting options are to use persuasion, to just tell him the truth. I need to do this thing. Or deception. I am a special liaison from the Judicial Oversight Committee, and I need to inspect a stay of execution issued for Cole Cardin. There are concerns of corruption. I have a feeling this guy is going to appreciate truthfulness. Maybe? Yeah. Yeah, it looks... I started out at 50%. I can get all the way up to 70 with only one. Oh, that worked good. The clerk hesitates for a moment, then shrugs. It happens that the letter was consigned to destruction by year's end anyway, given the confirmation of Cardin's demise. I forgot that this guy had an accent. With a snap of his fingers, a letter appears, and he looks it over. Yes, here we are. Quite the criminal he was, no slouch in treason. But who am I to question the clemency of our peerless counsel? He hands it to you with a slight sniff. Check it for errors. Let me check it for errors, Tabir snaps with an angry look at the clerk. Of course I shouldn't have to, but we wouldn't be here today if a mistake hadn't been made by someone in a position of authority. Why are you provoking him? Yeah, here? We're doing this here? Oh, Jesus. No, this is what I would say to somebody. Here? We're doing this here? Well, he murmurs, slapping the document on your back, I could commit fraud in a plush armchair behind a locked door. He leans around your shoulder, flashing a grin. But where's the fun in that? This is Burning Wheel, and I'm playing with assholes, which is, like, usually me. I'm playing with a whole bunch of me's in this game. You feel him writing something on the document, presumably Riss's name, before slipping it into your pouch and giving a polite little cough to catch the council clerk's attention. Everything appears to be in order, he says, mouth set in a stern line. I meant no offense, of course. Yeah. Oh, I think he's rolling falsehood here.
I'll remember that.
he's rolling really, this is forgery. It's forgery with a falsehood fork, is what's going on. And also, inconspicuous? I don't know if he's inconspicuous or conspicuous. I think it's inconspicuous right here. A falsehood and an inconspicuous fork for forgery. The clerk turns a single angry eye to Beer's way. Of course I understand, he says, his voice shaking. The eye moves to you. Do we have any other matters to discuss? I'm quite busy today. Farewell. But gives no acknowledgement that he heard and merely continues with his work. Alright, let's go get this dude off of the, off of the goddamn execution platform.
Go.
Sorry, I had a message pop up on my phone, because I am a professional streamer.
With alacrity.
Also, I'm pretty sure that, bring up the character sheets here, I am pretty sure that, Tabir is, let me Bring up. I'm pretty sure that this is Tabir is being played by Mark Ruffalo. He looks like a scruffy Mark Ruffalo. You know, it's weird because I'm so used to streaming our RPG sessions, right? But then it's usually me and 4 or 5 other people, you know, effectively at the table. You know, I basically turn the streaming on and get to ignore it and just play the game. But while I'm sitting here playing a video game, like if you just watch a video game being played, it's boring as shit. Somebody's got to be talking through it, and now I have to feel like I am on all the time, which actually isn't so bad. But I just have to motor mouth the whole time, so I know that I'm just gonna say like stupid shit for like an hour, hour and a half, while I play a game. And the one thing, this is the guy I'm gonna rescue, by the way. The man being wrapped up. Incidentally, so this thing wrapping him up right here is his own nightmares come to fruition, crawling out of his mouth and wrapping it around. I've never played Go. That is a game that I think I am simply too dumb for. Yeah, I am. pretty much. Well, I don't think that's tentacle porn. This is tentacle choking. So I guess like if there's like hentai bondage, I guess tentacle bondage. I'm not sure I want to go here. I am not real sure that this is a subject that I want to visit in my brain, much less on an internationally viewable platform. All right, Yeen, the Overseer. Let me go talk to this guy, because I'm sure he wants to take my forged documents. All right. This man has a full pardon. Release him immediately. We'll just go for the full Monty right here.
I'll remember that.
Yeen, the Overseer. He scowls at you. You were here before and you didn't have that badge. Do you work for the city or not? Oh, do I want to lie? I've only got 3 points here. I'm going to do it anyway. Oh, she's got 9. What's he got? He's got 6. Alright, so I got some... Oh, but he starts out at 70%. Fuck yeah. He gives you a skeptical glance, then looks over the stay of execution, paying close attention to the signature. Finally, he shrugs. Fine, one moment. He turns and calls to the levies. Unmake the death of the condemned and set him free. He is pardoned. That guy just raises his arm. Fuck! Cool. In the Overseer. He turns back to you. There you are, sir. All taken care of. Oh, wait. He reaches into his robes and pulls out a smallish bundle. Here are his personal effects, which we were going to, give to the poor. There should be a question mark at the end of that sentence. We're going to, give to the poor? Sure, bro. Sure.
I'll remember that.
I'll remember that, too. Oh, Tabir likes me more. Riss, as the levies march off and the crowd disperses, Riss steadies himself, not quite recovered from his ordeal. Finally, he raises his head and focuses on you. You're the one who got me out of that nightmare, thank you. But where's that? His eyes settle on Tabir. There you are, you slippery bastard. Now where's the money? If I went through that hell for nothing, I'll... Chokes with emotion. A whole day, Tabir. I spilled my guts up there for a whole day. De Beer steps back, spreading his hands. Yes, about the money. You see, Riz, I was hoping to get a reward for turning in the fellow who sold us that brandy without telling us about its secrets, but... But, Riz snarls, there's always a but when it comes to money, isn't there? I should have known. You only said you'd pay me so I wouldn't squeal on you, and you only saved my skin to save your own. Smacks his fists together. Now I'm going to have to fight through your friend to get to you, or are you going to step out from behind him and take it like a man? I guess I'm gonna be the peacemaker here. Calm down, both of you. Riz, tell it from the beginning. Indigo and blue. I don't even, like, I have no explanation for what that means. What do I got? 10 minutes to 11. Okay. Riz spits, then wipes his lips. There isn't much to tell. Captain Silvertongue here talked me into a dirty job, then disappeared like an abacus and left me holding the bag when it all went sour. Oh, Riz, says De Beer, can you blame me for running when I had a chance? You would have done the same, and besides, if I hadn't, we would have both been sentenced to die with no one to free either of us. So convincing. Stabs his finger into Beer's face. You only wanted to free me because you knew you'd be next on the block once the Devourer ate me. How would the Devourer of Wrongs know that Tabir was involved? The Dendra o' her. Speak Irish, says Riss. Consume our memories with our flesh. They know everything by the time they finished eating us, and Tabir knew I'd have plenty of memories of him, didn't you, you coward? I'm not gonna ask who the Deborah O'Hares are. What was the job? De Beer said we were transporting black market booze to Mirage Oleos, but he didn't tell me that he'd hidden state secrets in one of the bottles using some liquid Numenera trick, which turned a slap on the wrist crime into a damn death sentence. Death sentence? De Beer says with an uneasy grin. You're alive, aren't you? Glares at De Beer from under lower brows. That's as may be, but you certainly seem to know when the levies were going to come calling. He looks at you. The council somehow got wind of the deal and came after us. Funny how I was the only one home when they knocked on the door. Devourer would have found you guilty, De Beer. Is this true? As far as it goes, he would have learned about me if he had eaten Riz, and I did manage to escape the levies when they showed up looking for us. But I didn't abandon you, lad. Puts his hand to his heart. Riz, I escaped the levies and saved you from the Devourer of Wrongs because I love you and did not want to see you die. You have to believe me. Please tell me these two are a couple. That would be awesome. Do I? Riz says, cracking his knuckles. Yeah, no, I'm with Riz. I like how that my only option is like, you gonna fuck this dude up or I'm with you. That's right, Riz snarls, and you can start by giving me my share of the spoils. Riz, you don't know what you're talking about. I never got paid, I promise you. This isn't over, you self-serving bastard. Riz jabs a finger into Beer's face. Hide behind your friend if you like, but he won't keep you safe forever. Oh, he's out. He's out. Well, shit. I expected him to wind up joining my party, and instead, he's basically like, fuck you, I'm out. Which is understandable, I guess, when you get a death sentence for somebody else's booze smuggling operation. All right. So first thing I'm gonna do, I need to check my. Okay, so legacy. Ooh, what is this? What is this? Legacy, Arbiter, Dominant Tide, Indigo. The Indigo Tide represents justice, compromise, and society as a whole. People attuned to this tide seek the greater good for the betterment of a larger community, even if it comes at a cost to individuals. Law enforcement, politicians, justices, and vigilantes are often attuned to this tide. So, yeah, right? Yet my only problem is that the other dude, that Tabir, is still in my party, which means that I'm like, hey, I went through all this trouble to save your life, and he's gonna be like, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you to get to your buddy. All right. So yeah, no, I was kind of right. This is basically the alignment system, which is actually kind of a cool one, because yes, yes, it is. I don't think you start out at infrared in this game though, or red. All right. So what do I have? I have. Whew, excuse me. That's right. This character is a jack, which doesn't have any sexual connotations at all. Uh, he's basically a thief. I am playing a rogue ish. But hey, I got this, which is better armor, so at least I get to have cool armor. I don't think I can dual wield, because that would have been awesome. But at least I can sell that, yeah? Plus 3 damage per effort applied, max 9. Yeah. So, I may be wrong, but I suspect that a lot of the combat in this game, it kind of follows that same, probably not the exact same mechanic as the sort of quote unquote social conflict. It's not really conflict, but the way that the social point expenditures works, where instead of like just clicking attack over and over and hoping that eventually you whittle them down, you actually have to spend points out of your pool in order to do extra damage. All right, so let's take a look at the journal. I completed my yeah, completed the stay of execution, and dude was basically like, "Fuck you." Wait, what? All right. So here's what I got in progress. This is the main quest of the game so far. Which means, because I don't want to take any more sub quests right now. I'm gonna head back up here. Oh, this one. Okay.
Absolutely. Let's go.
I think I'm gonna go and get myself over to the Order of Truth, but it's also 10 o'clock, or sorry, 11 o'clock my time, which means either that I need to start looking at calling it a night. That is a crazy ass fountain. What is that? Feathers? Just all right. I have to look at this. What is? fuck is it going? This fountain is constructed of a material that seems halfway between wood and stone. It doesn't contain water as might be expected. Instead, it's filled with swarming tiny fish-like creatures that leap and cavort in a wriggling mass, chattering to each other in what sounds like 1,000 different tongues. I'm gonna catch one. Yeah. Ah, I failed. I could retry it. Thrust your hand into the slimy mass of creatures, but they easily slide through your fingers. Let's listen to what they're saying. Fold your arms, listening intently to the fish jabber at each other. It sounds like a cloud of nonsense syllables mashed into baby speak. This is an entire fountain of my 6-year-old just going nuts. Anamnesis. Anamnesis? A few oft-repeated sounds tug at your memory until something unravels. You stand before a rusty intelligence terminal, surrounded by crooked ruins. Laying unfamiliar hands against the cracked glass, you speak words in all the languages you know. This takes some time. The terminal awakens at the sound of an ancient guttural greeting. You recognize it immediately as one of the words the fish-like creatures are babbling cheerfully at each other. Again to experience. I'm gonna leave the fountain alone. Awesome. Yes. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Sundays. Our first session for Burning Wheel is going to be on August 6th, I believe. I'll have to check the calendar, but I'm pretty sure that's when it is. We're still working on the time because half of our players are in the South. I shouldn't say half. Out of the 4 players that are not me, 3 of them live in South Dakota. My wife, Kristen, and I are both here in California, so there's, I think, a 2-hour difference between us. Maybe it was only 1 hour. But also, gaming usually falls like right at the same time we have to put the kid to bed, so we have to work out the time. But I will post it pretty much everywhere where I exist online, and I'll plug it every time I stream something on here. So, but cool. Thank you for hanging out and listening to me babble like an idiot while I played this stupid game. I am going to go talk to the Order of Truth. Actually, I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to save my game. Usually, usually I have 1 billion saves, but this time I'm going to be lazy, and I'm only going to have the 1. Sure you wish to exit? Yes, I am. There we go. Kill that real quick. So once again, thank you. This game is somewhat enjoyable so far. I think it's actually more fun to play when I'm narrating it like it's a goddamn audiobook and doing silly voices for it. I think I said in last night's stream that I wasn't going to do that, but clearly I'm a liar, so keep that in mind in case you ever watch this stream again. In the meantime, if you're interested in any of the other things that I'm doing, once again, you can look right up here, and that's all the places that I am. Especially pay attention to YouTube. Oh man, that goes right through. The YouTube, it's my oldest account on here. I think I had my YouTube account before I ever had my Twitter account, and I, for some reason, didn't put the C in my name, and now I don't think I can change it. So it's youtube.com/shayworth, but on Twitch and Twitter it's SC Hayworth. You can also find me on Reddit. I go by SC Hayworth on there. I bum around the Burning Wheel subreddit and the Blades in the Dark subreddit and the RPG subreddit mostly. But yes, thank you again. Tomorrow is Friday. I don't think I will be able to be streaming tomorrow. Um, but uh, but yeah, I'll be back on this game probably at nights after the rest of my family has gone to bed because I am the dad that stays up way too late playing video games because I'm a responsible adult. Uh, anyway, good night once again, Coach Chili Bob. Thank you for hanging out and and chatting with me while I did this bullshit. And I will see you guys later. I am killing the feed now.